Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Realm of Ori. In this video, we will continue with Volume 16, Chapter 2, Interviews, Part 12. And before we start, this video contains spoilers from the Tensura light novel. And by the way guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications for upcoming videos. So without further ado, let's get into the video. It was down to the last two. I called Ultima after dinner. I am tired of waiting. Ultima said in a cute way as she softly sat down. It made me smile to think about how cute it would have been to have a sister like her. I made us some tea and gave her the best baked goods I could find. Whoa, Rimuru-sama did all this? Yes, fufufu, I can also make tea. I can make coffee, but not black tea. But it was only drip coffee. Even worse, it wasn't as good as Shien's, which was a sad truth. Even though she could only make tea and coffee, Shien's skill had really improved in that area. I thought it would be rude to keep complaining about other people's cooking, so I tried it myself. It was much harder than I thought it would be. Before I died, I never cooked for myself. I always ordered takeout. I was busy with work, and since it would take a lot of time and effort to clean up, it was cheaper to pay someone else to do it. Even though I wanted to do it in my spare time, the kitchen in that apartment was still brand new. The only thing that had changed were the cooking books. But I couldn't say it was all for nothing because those memories help me now. Also, I could make coffee because all I had to do was add hot water to the ground beans. No way. I'm so happy with just this cup of tea. Seeing how happy she was made me happy as well. Do not be shy. It will take a bit longer, but the coffee will boil while we talk. I also wanted a cup, so I put the filter on the coffee pot and poured boiling water over it. By doing this, I showed Ultima how good I was. It was sure to make me look better. In these situations, it's always important to get points. That seems kind of cheap to me. Don't be so silly. This is not a simple plan at all, it is an advanced one. In addition, what good is it to brag about your might when you're facing primordials, who are obsessed with fighting? The best course of action is to compete in many areas. You've already shown how great you are, so you don't need to worry. It's good. Also, I never meant to show off how great I am. That didn't bother me, so let's get down to business. Then tell us what happened. Okay, let's start with this. It was a report about her subordinates that was given to me. Name: Veyron. Existence value: 882,869. Race: Demon Peer. Duke class. Blessing: Dependent of the Primordial Purple. Title: Poison Princess's Butler. Magic: Dark Magic, Elemental Magic. Skill: Ultimate Gift. Artist: Authentic Writer. New resistance: Physical attack nullification, mental attack nullification, natural effects nullification, abnormal condition nullification, holy demonic attack resistance. Name: Zonda. Existence value: 301,316. Race: Demon Peer. Viscount class. Blessing: Dependent of the Primordial Purple. Title: Poison Princess's Chef. Magic: Dark Magic, Elemental Magic. Skill: Unique skill, Chef. New resistance: Physical attack nullification, mental attack nullification, natural effects nullification, abnormal condition nullification, holy demonic attack resistance. I was impressed by Veyron's power, but Zonda's chef made me nervous for a second. People would think it worked like Shien's devastating skill, but it didn't. His abilities were instead concentrated on status evaluation and support. It could heal any wound by cooking it. I was glad to find out that it wasn't a scary skill that would change the way things work. The real deal, Ultima, came next. Name: Ultima. Existence value: 2,668,816. Race: The Primordial Purple of the Seven Primordials, Devil Lord. Blessing: Rimuru's Blessing. Title: Pain Lord. Magic: Dark Magic, Elemental Magic. Skill: Ultimate skill, Poison King Samael. New resistance: Physical attack nullification, mental attack nullification, natural effects nullification, abnormal condition nullification, holy demonic attack resistance. Like Testarossa, Ultima had grown a lot. It looks like the number of magicules kept growing after evolution ended. Since she had already passed the million class mark, it was both a threat and a given that she would get stronger. Don't forget about Ultima's skill, either. Poison King Samael's ultimate skill included Thought Acceleration, Demon Lord Hockey, Universal Perception, Multidimensional Barrier, Spacetime Manipulation, Lethal Poison Creation, Weakness Identification, and World of Annihilation. Yup. It was a skill that was good at killing things. The lethal poison creation was even worse. By putting this together with identifying weaknesses, she could make the perfect poison to kill her enemies. But World of Annihilation was even more bothersome to me. This evil world system power could kill all non-mental life forms that didn't have an ultimate skill, no matter what. It resembles a greatly improved version of my Merciless. Since it wouldn't work against a very strong opponent, it was best to keep this secret. I'm sorry, Ultima, but what's that? It has to do with your World of Annihilation. Yes. It is now forbidden to be used in the future. Okay. I thought that I also didn't need this power. Rimuru-sama knows what I'm thinking. Huh? Oh, yeah, that makes sense, right? I laughed my way through the trick and even gave myself a pat on the back. I don't know why, but it looks like Ultima also didn't plan to use World of Annihilation. No, now that I think about it, it wasn't that strange. As someone who loves to fight, she probably didn't like the idea of such an easy win. So long as Ultima agreed, it was fine. I was glad to hear that, and I enjoyed the rest of our talk. With Carrera was the last interview. Hello, my lord. I don't think I would have been able to beat Kondu without your help. It was hard to believe that man was a human because he was so strong. When Carrera was done with her report, she laughed. I had already heard this from Seal, but hearing it directly from her made it clearer. Carrera seemed to have won by a hair's breadth, and she praised Kondu with all his heart. It appears that Kondu was indeed quite powerful. Granite was the third best soldier, but Benimaru beat him, and even he was wary of Kondu. Or, he was sure that he could beat everyone except Kondu. It wasn't too much of an exaggeration to say that Carrera had a huge victory when she beat a man who was so well known. It's because you gave me the power to have grown, gone beyond my own limits, changed, and been given more. I want to repay your kindness. I hope you understand that my loyalty will always be to you. Carrera, who is usually rude and bossy, was very honest with me when she saw me. Well, in terms of rank, a primordial who had been alive since the beginning of time was much better than a demon lord who had just been born. No matter how loyal they were, the answer stayed the same. If that's the case, I'm excited to work with you. We wouldn't be able to hold trials without you. Oh, it's no problem. Not only will I do what Rimuru-sama wants, but so will my whole family. Carrera answered with a happy smile. And what is the status of Carrera and her subordinates? I began by taking a glance at the documents that had been handed to me. The people who worked for Carrera were Agera and Esprit. Name: Agera. Existence value: 733,575. Race: Demon Peer. Marquis rank: Blessing. Dependence of the Primordial Yellow. Title: The Tyrant's Master. Magic: True Battle Will. Skill: Ultimate Gift, Blade Transformation. New Resistance: Physical Attack Nullification, Mental Attack Nullification, Natural Effects Nullification, Abnormal Condition Nullification, Holy Demonic Attack Resistance. Name: Esprit. Existence value 552,137. Race: Demon Peer. Count rank: Blessing. Dependence of the Primordial Yellow. Title: The Tyrant's Friend. Magic: Dark Magic Elemental Magic. Skill: Unique Skill, Discerner, Knowledgeable 1. New Resistance: Physical Attack Nullification, Mental Attack Nullification, Natural Effects Nullification, Abnormal Condition Nullification, Holy Demonic Attack Resistance. They were very powerful. So, I guess they were all old demon lords, right? Agera was like a partially awakened Clayman, and if I had fought him when I was younger, he might have won. I believe it is improper to have so many subordinates from the old demon lord class. I was more concerned with being a friend than with doing that. After all, that was what Carrera said, so I guess that's just how things were. Definitely, Esprit has a bit of a girly girl vibe, and if you didn't know the backstory, you might think that the two were sisters who were close to each other. Instead of being master and slave, they seemed more like friends. I thought Carrera's lineage was pretty strange. But what happened next was really shocking. Carrera was terrifying. Name: Carrera. Existence value: 7,013,351 plus Golden Gun 3.37 million. Race: The Primordial Yellow of the 7 Primordials, Devil Lord. Blessing: Rimuru's Blessing. Title: Menace Lord. Magic: Dark Magic Elemental Magic. Skill: Ultimate Skill, Annihilation King Abaddon. New Resistance: Physical Attack Nullification, Mental Attack Nullification, Natural Effects Nullification, Abnormal Condition Nullification, Holy Demonic Attack Resistance. The amount of magicule was even more than Diablo's, and I couldn't help but see 2 dots in both of my eyes. Her growth was the highest of all my subordinates, though it appears to have stopped. But Annihilation King Abaddon was the most dangerous thing of all. Its powers included Thought Acceleration, Demon Lord Haki, Universal Perception, Multidimensional Barrier, Spacetime Manipulation, Limit Break, and Dimensional Rupture. And even though it doesn't have any world system power, it specializes in attack power. In particular, Dimensional Rupture was a power that could get through a distortion field and space to kill enemies. If Carrera's skill was combined with destruction spells and what was given to her, it would be very hard to survive. It might even be powerful enough to destroy the levels of Ramirez Labyrinth, which shows at a glance how strong it is. I wouldn't want to deal with it either, to be honest. You've grown more powerful, I couldn't help but say how I really felt. Yes, it was because of you, my lord. And also Kondu, who trusted me with this. Even if it's just to fulfill that man's wish, I'll kill Emperor Rudra. About that, Rudra himself is gone. I mean, a lot of different things have happened, but what you were fighting was a skill-controlled entity that had taken over Rudra. I see. This explains why the Feldway man kept referring to Rudra as Michael. Now I understand, my lord. That's what happened. Don't start a fight with Masayuki by accident. With that warning, Carrera's interview was over. Carrera turned to me as I was about to leave the room and said, "Oh, right, I did forget. I had to tell you one thing, my lord." What's that? As I sipped my coffee, I asked. I've been thinking about whether or not to tell you. If Carrera was upset about it, it must be important. I returned to my seat after that and relaxed. It looks like Hakuro-san's grandfather is Agera. I almost spit out my coffee. You can't just tell me that so casually when you're leaving. It was such an important matter that I barely managed to avoid it at the last second. That. Ha ha ha, isn't this important? I can't deal with it, so I'll let my lord decide. Carrera left the room with a laugh. She completely gave me the ball. She must have sighed in relief with that laugh, as if a weight had been lifted off her shoulders. In other words, it was an issue that couldn't be disregarded. I made the decision to meet with Agera later even though Diablo and the 3 demon girls said I didn't need to see their subordinates.